Boom, what's going on? Thank you for joining us for the second week of our Color the Blockchain stream. Today we're switching up the format slightly, and we still have Veda from Blankets to the Streets here, and we're excited to build with her even further and explore her journey into Web3. You know what I mean? But I don't know why I'm doing that part because I should do the intro. We are Color the Blockchain. We provide equal access into Web3 by sharing resources and basic Web3 education delivered in the cadence of pop culture.
Exactly. Good morning. I'm Sky. I'm co-founder of Color the Blockchain, and yeah, we're excited to bring you music and community and charity. And thank you for coming with us on this journey.
Yes. So let's get into it. We're early. Let's get into the next segment. Um, so we're gonna bring up Brother Shah, Dragon's Pitchfork.
Peace and good morning. How y'all doing today?
Yo, good brother. I'm
Good.
gonna
Very good.
I'm gonna tap out. Maybe let them know a little recap from last week.
Sure. No problem, man. Thank you for joining this week. We are on this week. Wow, it looks weird to see myself on camera by myself, but we're on this week to share our charity partner, Blankets to the Streets. It's founded by Veda. Veda hung with us last week, and we got to know a little bit about her story, why she founded Blankets to the Streets, and a lot of the activities, went into building this organization that provides blankets to people in 27 states throughout the U.S. And we touched on, we had two musical guests actually. We had Crime Fighter on and Matt Diamond. Got to hear a little bit of music from each of them. Got to learn a little bit about their music, and then we focused much more on Veda and what she's doing for the homeless all throughout the United States. Veda, we'd love to have you come on stage now and share a little bit more about your organization. Um,
Hey,
Sky is going to ask you a couple really special questions to get us started for the week.
Hi,
hey,
Veda. How are you?
good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Early morning, you know.
Yeah.
um, I think in the beginning we just wanted to know if you could break down for everybody, like where the proceeds go. So if somebody buys your
Yeah.
NFT, where's it? How does it get distributed?
Okay. So for the most part, it goes to the street where it belongs. Sometimes when we have stuff left over, a little bit of it will go into keeping the nonprofit running, which is pretty low. It's about $700 per year. There's currently no one on paid staff. In the 9 years I've done it, I've paid myself, I looked this up yesterday, roughly $700 total
So, yeah.
um, for 9 years. So I feel like that's okay. At least until we get a grant, it's just all going to the streets. So if somebody donates, the way that it works is that I try to buy in bulk as much as possible. And next week I can actually show you guys the products. I didn't think to have that with me today. But it started out with the Mylar blankets, which are the emergency blankets that are used by the Red Cross and others to keep people from freezing and help them recover from hypothermia. So those can cost anywhere from 28 cents if I buy a large order to up to $2 to $3. And it varies depending on the market. Unfortunately, it fluctuates a lot. And I really never know what it's going to be at the time that I place the order. So I try as much as possible at the start of the season to already have some money in the pot so that whatever that price is, I can still get stuff out to people. Um, so we hand out the Mylar blankets. That's where we started. Over the years, it has grown to include things like hand warmers, toe warmers, which are crucial because, the whole thing is trying to give people a chance to survive and another opportunity. But what if you get an opportunity and you can't walk because you have frostbite on your
Yeah.
feet? Um, so hand warmers, blankets. Also, sometimes we have like the regular, like the traditional blankets as well. Sometimes I have double-sided Velcro for people when I'm going out because if you're in your car and you have your whole family in there, a blanket isn't going to cover your whole family. But
Mhm.
if you put that blanket up on your ceiling with the double-sided Velcro, it will actually recycle that body heat back down to you and it'll
Awesome.
raise the temperature in the car significantly.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of different ways to use the blankets. I also sometimes have, in the more wet areas, the Mylar ponchos just to make sure people aren't getting waterlogged. Um, Toiletries, hand sanitizer. With the occurrence of COVID, I've also added N95 and N99 masks. The N99 I only hand out in the summer in Seattle and California when there's smoke, because people don't think about how intense that has been
Mhm.
to have smoke season and then have so many places off limits where you can't go hang out inside. It's
Yeah.
been a real challenge for people.
Yeah. These last couple of years have been so bad too, haven't they, with the smoke?
It's been rough, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so in the summer, the last few years we've done summer as well, even though it started out as winter only.
Mhm.
So the average for the bag when I hand it to people, and also yes, like food and
Mhm.
sometimes coats, gloves, just socks, whatever I can get for people. Sometimes people donate goods instead of money,
Mhm.
which is awesome. A little tricky since I don't have a warehouse,
Yeah.
and I live in like a 500 square foot apartment, so sometimes my apartment looks like a warehouse.
Yeah.
But we take whatever we can get to get on the street to people. I've had things like these self-heating bowls of soup where you just take this packet out and you press it and it heats up the bowl. In about 10 minutes you have like a hot bowl of soup.
Oh, very cool.
So pretty much anything I can get. Those bags of goods that I hand to people average between $10 and $30 per person, just depending on how much we're handing out. If it's just the blankets alone, and sometimes that is all they want.
Mhm.
That's, like I said, like anywhere between 28 cents and $2 to $3.
Wow. Okay.
So it varies. It would be a lot more if we were purchasing some of the bigger ticket items like tents
Mhm.
and sleeping bags, which we do occasionally, but we currently don't have the type of money needed to do that. And I really want to help as many people survive as possible.
Yeah.
So that
Absolutely.
sometimes makes it difficult to purchase like a $150, $200 tent.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
in the summer, since COVID began, I've also been doing the also Mylar based solar showers. So people who can get water, but they just hang it there as like a way to wash hands, like in the tent communities and things like
Right.
that, just to try to increase everybody's survival.
Wow.
Those are not expensive. Those are probably like $20 to $40 a pop. So
Mhm.
it varies, but it can be done very inexpensively when you consider the impact it has. So yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's where the
That's
money goes.
amazing.
And like I said, throughout the year, I have relatively low costs for our business address, which is required of a nonprofit,
Mhm.
and the lawyer fees, just to make sure all my I's and T's are dotted and crossed. So
Nice. Actually, I just wanted to ask a question about those
yeah.
soup warmers. Are they multi-use? Like how many uses do you get out of that, or is that something they're just one?
No, it's singular use,
Mm.
and it just comes like it's like a ready to eat, almost like a military
Oh,
type
okay.
thing. And I've been trying to find more stuff like that. There was a company that was awesome that unfortunately didn't get the funding they needed,
Mm.
but they had self-heating like cups of coffee and all kinds of things.
Oh, that's
And
so cool.
they were fantastic. And I've been trying to communicate with them, hoping that they will get what they need to come back on the market, and
Mhm.
then hopefully work with them once we have a grant, because that's exactly the kind of thing we need for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really cool how you branched out. Like you call blankets to the streets, but you do so many different things and you include so many different aspects of helping people live. It's really cool
The
when you break it down.
the beauty about actually being on the streets and like getting out there myself, which I haven't been able to do as much as I've wanted lately because of my health. But the beauty is that I learn from the people who actually know how to survive. So most of what I teach is what I learned from the people on the streets, and these they're amazing. Like the stuff I've learned how to make a oven with a box and a Mylar blanket and some sun, and you can make your own. You can cook your pizza outside. You can do all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I've learned a ton from people, and I'm just trying to make sure that everyone has the same knowledge and same information. And also, the other thing we do for the areas that we're in is to make sure they know what resources are there. A lot of people don't know there are places you can wash your clothes for free or shower a few times a week for free. So just making sure that people know that, and also making sure that those places, which are nonprofits, have the people going to them, so that they're also meeting their goals. So that's, I would say, information, listening to people, and then handing out the goods are all kind of of equal importance.
Yeah. And that's the thing, we're in Vancouver, so we have basically the same weather, and I can imagine how hard it is, because even having a home, like being damp all the time, it's really like, I can't imagine having to live in a damp situation all the time and trying to stay healthy and trying to, it's like, you're doing a great job.
It's different. And I started in DC, and then I came out here, and I remember the first year I did it, I would get home and take my shoes off, and I could not figure out what I had done. I felt like I was walking on shards of glass. I ended up with chilblains, which is like a Victorian problem. I thought,
from all the
it's like it was so painful. It lasted for like 3 weeks. I'm like, I don't know how people do that. And it just comes from warming your feet up too quickly, or warming your extremities up too quickly, and then you burst your
my fingers vessels. Like they're just that pins and needles.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had it for years now. I've gotten my duck feet, as we call it here. So
I wanted to just say, well, let's get on to the next, since you're going to be here for 2 more weeks.
Yeah,
we're planning to keep a lot of the information more condensed. That way, it's perfect. Everything, you're never saying too much. You're saying perfect, the perfect amount. It's when people digest it. So we're trying to deliver it in a different way. So we're going to move from this segment onto the next one.
Cool.
And we'll continue this part of the conversation next week also. But for everyone listening, let's not normalize. Let's unnormalize, if that's even a word. Watching founders of startups that help others not help themselves. Let's not normalize that, right? Let's normalize the fact that there is no guilt of making more than $700 a year, and I just want to put it out there. You do a lot of great work, and we all have to make sure we're all okay. So that's another great thing that the Web3 community, if you're listening, and if there's any other ways you can even help, with your permission, of course, help out any causes, your cause with your permission, where they can help you stay afloat a bit more, that would be great. That would
be amazing.
Without a powerful Veda, there's no powerful Blankets to the Streets, and you're doing a lot of work,
Thank you.
I appreciate you for that. But
to be completely real, like, I still don't know how I'm paying my own rent this month. I just don't, So any help is good. And I mean, it's not $700 a month. It's been $700 total for over 9 years. So so that would be an amazing boon.
But this is a good segue to NFTs. Hopefully the NFTs can help. And we're going to get Jimmy on stage, who we had Odinson, who helped design the NFT, but Jimmy's been in the back end coding everything, getting the page up for you, and it'll be great if y'all connect in real time right now. All right? So we'll keep you up here, and we'll all leave.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Yo, what's happening?
Hey.
Hey, I appreciate you getting back to me about some of that stuff, and I know that you're busy as all heck, so it's good to hear from you, good to talk to you, and good to get a good idea of like what like your total costs are with these types of things, because a lot of people don't look at it. When in today's world we see a whole bunch of just, hey, would you like to donate to X? And it's like, okay, well, what the hell does X do? Like, what do they go through? And I think that these conversations that you and I are having, and you're right now, and that we're all having collectively, are really, really valuable, so that when people look at this, they can see like, oh, this is exactly what everything is going to. And when we can do a cost breakdown and say, okay, when you buy this NFT, this is exactly what it's going to go to, and we can show that it's going to go to it, and you can speak to it.
Yep.
And it's just it's on a totally different level of what I think accountability should be like. And it's I say the word accountability and it sounds like it's a bad thing in a lot of cases, but like that accountability is really important because that builds trust. And when
Right.
people trust that you're doing the right thing, that's where I think we can really start to see people getting behind you. So we have been working on this this NFT, and I'm coming up with a couple different pieces. This hasn't been minted yet, but I hope to have this built when we get you set up with your wallet, so we can make sure that the funding gets over to you. So I will switch this around over to our Blankets to the Streets supporters card, which is this
Cool.
really awesome interactable 3D asset that was created, and it is really, really, really high quality. I'm hoping to get a couple
That's
different
awesome.
levels, of this, so we can say like, okay, hey, by purchasing this level, it's going to buy X, Y, Z. By purchasing this level, it's going to not only buy X, Y, Z, but also A, B, C, and hopefully do, you know, something like that. What's really cool about this too is anyone who buys this NFT, in the metadata we have linked obviously a description of the project and every social media platform that you pretty much have. So if someone wants to connect with you, they can easily do so on their preferred social media. So
Cool.
I'm really happy to get this going. I'm like super close to getting like this mint together and just
Thank you.
set up. So I wanted to show it to you and see what your thoughts are, if you had any particular questions. And then when we're all done, or whenever you're next available, I'd
Mhm.
love to, you know, get together and get us set up with a wallet and just kind of go over some of the important things and how to properly transfer that money and make sure that, you know, you're comfortable with it every step of the way. It's actually a pretty simple process. It's a little overwhelming at first, but you know, we can have you set up to where it literally transfers into an account that's linked to a debit card, and you can just swipe it when you need it anywhere in the world and get the supplies that you need when you need them.
That's really cool.
Yeah, very awesome. I'm loving it. Let me switch
I love
back.
that it kind of looks like, so we have two different types of Mylar blankets. One is silver, one is silver and gold.
Mm,
And it looks kind of like that. So I kind of love that.
I love the design, like just the little inlays
Yeah.
there. So clean. So clean.
And our logo, I love that. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Yeah, heck yeah, thank you. And like I said, I really appreciate the just like getting through. I'm in the process of building a sheet, and I would like to get a little bit more maybe off camera from you in
Mhm.
terms of just some of the items that you mentioned. So like the Mylar
Yeah.
blankets, how they can pretty much go from like 28 cents to a couple of dollars a piece. It's so crazy that like
Yeah.
the delta between those two is so wide. It'd be really nice to see if we can find you know, some good funding so that when those prices are lower, or if you're getting those lower prices because you're buying that much bulk, like we're hoping that we can be, you know, one of the vehicles to kind of get you there and get you the funding to get those things at the best price. Because I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, your goal is to just impact the most humans possible, and I think
Right.
that we can definitely do that.
Awesome.
Other than that, I mean, do you have any you know, with how these things work? It's pretty straightforward. A lot of the process is automated, so when somebody mints, the, you know, all the proceeds are just sent out, you know, immediately. And we'll, like I said, you and I will work on that, and I'll make sure that you're comfortable with it. I'm available. You'll have my cell phone number and email address and any way
Cool.
of contacting me. So if at any point in time you just have questions about the specifics of this or how to make something work, like you just give me a buzz on my cell phone, and I'll make sure we get all of that taken care of.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it is. It is somewhat new technology for me. I have been following it, but I'm still learning all about it. So I really appreciate this.
Yeah,
This
very
is
awesome.
something I never could have done this on my own.
Boom. Well, yeah, and we're happy to
Yeah.
help. Like this I think is where we can really, I think as Color of the Blockchain can really be impactful by finding people who are doing really good things, and they could do way more of those good things if we just gave a little bit of a platform and almost a way for people who otherwise couldn't support this project to now get eyes on the project and support the project. So for anyone watching, obviously when this mint becomes available, we'll share it out and this will be available, and we want to make sure that you hop in, grab one. We're going to have them even at really low barrier to entry. We're going to have a couple of them. So, you know, even if it's something where you can't necessarily donate the highest amount, we're going to have something that's going to be pretty comfortable, I think, for almost everyone to get some of these blankets to the streets. And, you know, with that, to keep on schedule, I think we're gonna switch it up to our song drop of the week. We got Mizzo. You running that? Let's see where he is. Let me summon Mizzo. Yo, that worked. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, your
Man,
mic's not on.
This bum.
I thought I was ready,
Yeah.
but now my mic's on. Now I'm ready.
Yeah.
And yeah, yo, you just call it out, boom, like magic, it'll appear.
That's great. Let's go. This is Free by Jed XO. My dude I just met from coming from the Ethereum space. He joined us on our Epoch 389. Yeah, 389. Song is called Free. This song slaps. I love it.
Don't believe in magic, I believe in love and harmony. Don't you ever doubt it, best things in life you get for free. When you take a breath, you don't pay for it. Why you chasing bread? Why not bake and chill? Don't believe in magic, I believe in love and harmony. Don't you ever doubt it, best things in life you get for free. You too they worry cause you never get money. Every night you can't afford to sleep. You focus on your problems and ignore the blessings. Your eyes are open but you cannot see. Within you lies everything. Every tree you see was once a seed. If you're so scared to start small, you'll never be big, you never be big, no, no. Don't believe in magic, I believe in love and harmony. Don't you ever doubt it, best things in life you get for free. When you take a breath, you don't pay for it. Why you chasing bread? Why not bake and chill? Don't believe in magic, I believe in love and harmony. Don't you ever doubt it, best things in life you get for free. Free, so let's go off your greed. As much as you can give determines how much you receive. As far as you can see determines where your feet gon' reach. Respect the poor and rich the same, we all are human beings. Within you lies everything. Every tree you see was once a seed. If you're so scared to start small, you'll never be big, you never be big, no, no. Don't believe in magic, I believe in love and harmony. Don't you ever doubt it, best things in life you get for free. Don't believe in magic, I believe in love and harmony. Don't you ever doubt it, best things in life you get for free.
Mix feelings.
Yo, that was sick, bro. That was really sick, man. I love that, bro. Yo, who is the artist again? Can you tell us a little bit about the artist?
Yeah, his name is Jed XO, and we met. Oh, I think he was on the Listening Room, which is a great Twitter space for playing music. They're all Cardano guys, great group of people over at the Listening Room. And I listened to some of his music, and it's just like, man, it's just every song is like that. It's just a total banger. And so I reached out to him and I was kind of explaining, and he's like, man, no, I'm on Ethereum. I was like, I get it. That's fine. Let me just tell you what I'm doing here, and then you let me know if that sounds cool. And he was nice enough to say, okay, well, you know what? I was planning a free drop on Ethereum. What if we did the drop on Ethereum and Cardano at the same time? I was like, well, that's what Six City normally, like, we do a free music drop every 5 days. So it timed out actually perfectly for that. And yeah, he's got amazing music. His Ethereum community is really, really positive. He's got a lot of people behind him. Like, you can tell this dude is all about the positivity. And yeah, he's just genuinely a good dude from the few times I've gotten the pleasure of sitting down and talking with him. Plan on doing it a whole lot more.
I see why, man. This brother is amazing, man. And you're amazing for doing these epoch drops, man. We appreciate all you do for the community, all the artists in the community, by making sure these drops are done and helping people get exposure to new and different audiences and different ways to distribute their music. How would somebody get one of these if they wanted to get a copy?
Yeah, so I do believe there's a few left on Drip Drops, but if you swing into my Discord server, we have a spot where that song is available. You can pick it up. It's like 4.25 ADA. It's really inexpensive. And then it's also on sixcity.xyz. The website is still well under construction. I have a lot of work to do there, but I do believe it's listed there as well.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for bringing it to the table, man. And thank you for doing what you do, fam. We really appreciate this.
Thanks, man.
Like, it's time for us to get to the giveaway segment now. I think we're going to have either Demo or Miguel take the stage and talk us through the giveaway. We've got how many people for the giveaway this week, Demo? Let's see, these are the winners from last week. That we'll drop them to everybody when we get their wallet addresses. You cool? Got audio?
Oh no, I'm muted. Now I'm not. There we go. What is up?
Top of the morning, fam.
So we have let me see if I'm getting this one right. Mr. G 3234, Diamond Doll _NFT, MMSS _podcast, Sully 5207, SS Marba, Solo 420 Breezy. Those are all our winners. So once again, we got Mr. G 3234, Diamond Doll _NFT, MMSS Podcast, Sully 5207, SS Marba, and at Solo 420 Breezy. Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah. Thank you all for retweeting and sharing about the show and about the broadcast. We really appreciate you guys helping to spread the word about Color the Blockchain and Blankets to the Streets. It means a lot. We'll be giving you guys NFTs from brands such as Six City, Gorilla Music, Zion's Landing, House of Fluid Reflections, and Dragon's Pitchfork. So hope to hear from you guys and get those wallet addresses so we can get these NFTs into your pockets.
Let's get it, man. Thank you so much for the support.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. All right, we're ready for our outro with our brother Miguel. Miguel, you ready to pop up here and say a little something to the people, fam? As we work on Miguel getting in, there we go. We got Mizzo. We popped in the genie. We need your audio, fam. Unmute.
I didn't see Miguel for a minute, so I was coming in as an emergency. I'm about to dip right back out.
Absolutely. Hey, feel free to hang with him, man. You're the boss.
Nah, man. Miguel's got this, yo. Let's go. All right.
Absolutely.
But before we go to Miguel, yo, shout out Miguel, shout out Jimmy, shout out Dragon, Demo, everybody, Veda, everybody. Shout out. Thank you. We're coloring the blockchain, man. Let's go.
Absolutely. Peace.
Hey guys, so thank you for joining us at this episode of Colored Blockchain. Join us again next week. Remember to follow Equal Access, all one word, on Twitter. Blankets to the Streets, all one word, on Twitter. Six City on Twitter. And Cardano Spot on Twitter. And we definitely want to see you again next week because we are starting to build real life social impact initiatives, people who really are making a difference in the real world. So if we could get the whole team on here again, and we shall be closing this out, and we will see you next week.